Who will replace Prophet Brown? Talk about that and much more here on the Student Body Right USC podcast. Hey, welcome everybody to the glorious episode of Student Body Right USC podcast. I'm your host, Dwayne Douglas, and as always, I am podcasting on the beautiful shores of the Pacific Ocean. Beautiful day out here in Southern California. PORSP is my Twitter handle, so check me out there. And then you also have Put On Waivers underscore podcast. That's Put On Waivers underscore podcast. All that stuff is in the bio of the show. So as well as you can check us out there. So the first casualty, if you will, of fall camp is Prophet Brown. Undisclosed, I mean, college football, so it's undisclosed injury, of course, but it sounds like it's a lower half, a lower body injury. He's going to be out. They're not ruling out that he can return this season, so that's good news. But if he's going to be out for a while and going to miss a lot of games, and he was a guy who you rooted for, a guy who you thought was going to step in and just, he waited his turn. He loves the university. And he's gonna take that spot, that nickel corner, that slot corner spot, and do a good job for USC there. You saw his maturation process. You could see it on film. You could see it throughout games, just becoming a better tackler. All those things like that really were what Prophet Brown was about. And now he's going to be out, and it just stinks, right? It just stinks for him as a guy who USC thought they were going to be able to, kind of count on to be their slot corner here in 2025. But it's next man up, so you can't sit back and wallow in that. You got to move on from that moment. And then now you hear some names like Kevin Longstreet. You're hearing some names like Kamari Ramsey dropping down sometimes in from a safety position. If you play safety, there are going to be times where you drop down and play slot corner, and or play nickelback, whatever terminology you want to use. But one of the names that we're really hearing a lot about is Alex Graham. Alex Graham, the freshman out of Detroit, Michigan, Cass Technical High School out there in Motor City out there. So like that's something. Be interesting to see if Alex can take that as a true freshman, take on that responsibility. But like people have been talking about it, like he's been doing a good job out there. He's been doing a good job in practice. He's been doing a good job with playing in that tough spot. I mean, that's a big jump from high school, obviously freshman, boom, and then go ahead and be starting on a D1 football team. But I mean, he's really taking the bull by the horns, and you're hearing that name a lot. That he's a guy who is ripe and ready if called upon to play that position. And they have, whether it's Coach Reed, whether it's Coach Lynn, I mean, they know defensive backs. So good opportunity here for Alex to kind of represent his city from Detroit and be a contributor. It sounds like he's gonna, even if he doesn't get the starting spot, he's gonna be a guy who's gonna be in the mix. And USC has those two blowout games that which I think is, I either want the two blowout games early to get everything situated, or I want like like last year where you had to play LSU early. Like I love those kind of starts to the season. I think they help you out a lot. And this kid, has an opportunity. 6'1", he's 6'1", and he's 186. And I think one spot in college football where you can come in as a true freshman is defensive back. Everywhere else, everywhere else, it's going to be a situation where you need, just to be physically stronger. If you have the footwork and you have the technique down, you can come in and be a corner for a team as a freshman and make big plays as well. So we'll see if he's able to do that. And I think his number is, so when you're looking at highlights from the other sites who cover SC, or you see some videos of practice, he is number 27, I believe. So I think he is he's number 27. So if you're looking at that, either you're looking for him to see him just in some drills and stuff like that. He is number 27. Club practice is pretty much, you know, you can get into the CIA, faster than you can get in some of these college practices. It's very difficult to get into some of these college practices. They really treat it, close to the best. No more of the days of Pete Carroll, and you can just have, you got these open practices where people see everything or see a lot of the stuff that's going on. So, um, you have that. That's big news. It also sounds like August 18th is going to be the big day for DJ Winfield. So DJ Winfield, from people who cover the team, the couple of folks I kind of had conversations with, it sounds like it's about a 20-30% chance. And it's a damn shame that we're not taking this into account, because you're going to watch college football this year, and there's going to be plenty of DJ Winfields on the field. Okay. It's going to be a lot of DJ Winfields on the field. There's going to be a lot of DJ Winfields playing for all these teams, and he's going to be home. And hopefully USC is able to help him get ready for the draft if he's not going to participate this season for them. You still got to hold out hope. If it's 20%, then you're saying there's a chance. So, but I think the sad thing about it is, like, Lincoln Riley did say that he was not doing well. And I think that's a shame. That's a shame, because you go and you move yourself, family, or whatever the situation is, to from Purdue all the way to the West Coast, and you think in your mind that you're going to be on this football team and be ready to go, and maybe, just maybe, with the right tutelage, you could end up providing for your family, to be an NFL guard. Injuries, COVID, all those things are part of his story. But it's kind of sad that NCAA. I'm not just saying that this is not a, like, oh my God, a USC sob story here. I think all these, with all the drama, all the stuff going on, like, let all these kids play. I mean, when you got the 7-8 year guys, let's just obviously calm that down. I understand that part of it. You got that many kids out there who are playing. I mean, it's a little too much. When you get like you get somebody who's playing eight years in college, but to me, it's like, this is opportunity for him. Like, I think he thought he was going to be able to play. I think obviously USC thought he was going to be able to play, and then all of a sudden to not get this waiver, and they do it so. My thing about it is that you do it so late in the process. Like, do it early enough in the process so the kid can pivot his life. Like, why are we like August 18th? They play, like 12 days, 13 days later. Like, I mean, it's just ridiculous. So he probably wouldn't even, he might not even suit up, even if USC was, even if he gets the case in his favor, they might have to pull him back and have him get ready for Georgia Southern and skip the first game just to make sure he's physically ready, because he can't go toe to toe with some of these with some of his teammates in practice, all pads and stuff like that. They can't do that stuff right now. So for him to be a spectator right now that's a tough watch for him. That's a tough situation for him to be in, and it's sad that he's going to be in there. So again, just like with the whole situation with Prophet Brown, next man up, and you're seeing some names. Michael Benuelos is one guy, but I do think one dude who was a guy who is coming in could really help. Who really help, and you heard some good things about him, is Hayden Treater. So Hayden Treater, big guy, getting has the ability to come in and play guard, and they're gonna cross train these guys anyway, for the most part. But they really, until that comes down fully, I don't think USC is gonna make any big decisions as far as that goes. But Michael Benuelos and Hayden Treater are the names to watch for at that DJ Winfield position. Hopefully DJ can come back. But then it just adds depth because how football can be. You blink and then you lost a couple of linemen, you lost a running back, all those things like that, and those things can stink for your football team. So obviously, it should be fun to see what happens here. I kind of like the next man up situations here. I kind of like those kind of battles. I would love for him to play, but I'm gonna treat him. I'm gonna treat him like like he's out for the year. And if you get him back, then that's fantastic. It works out for you. It's a beautiful thing. Hopefully, USC can get him back, but it looks like like I said, the names, Michael Benuelos, and then Hayden Treater are the guys who you really want to be looking at as well. At safety, you're hearing if they do drop Kamari Ramsey to nickel. In that situation, you're gonna hear the name you keep hearing at safety isn't Christian Pierce, like a kind of a fan favorite. Christian Pierce is Ken Urlacher, and Ken Urlacher is the son of Brian Urlacher, the great linebacker for the Chicago Bears. That's a name that's a name to look at as well. For that position, so they cross train everybody because you never know with injuries and Coach Lynn, Coach Reed, Coach Belk are they big on that because that's a huge part of what you need to do at USC, and that is what you got to do for your team because football is a violent sport and anybody can get hurt at any time. Coach Riley, when asked about some guys who stand out, one name that kept popping up was Eli Sanders. Eli Sanders is going to be a guy who is going to be a perfect change of back. This potentially has an opportunity to be one of the most diverse and one of the most electric backfields that Coach Riley has ever had. I mean, Wayman Jordan I've never seen a running back who hasn't played, Division I college football. He's a JUCO transfer with I think he has 3 years of eligibility. But he's a guy who, like, you would sit there and look to hear everybody talk about him. I mean, the guy, people are excited about him. So that should be fun to see what he can do. And then you have that change of pace. I sent him a video of Darren Sproles. I think that's who Eli Sanders reminds me of Darren Sproles. So you can see him, isolated on the linebacker on an angle route or in the flat or on screen passes. Like he really could, be that electrifying kind of guy in this conference to really be able to take things to the house at any moment. And then you come in with the, kind of a guy who looks like Lendell White and Brian Jackson. Brian Jackson can just run people over. So that should be those 3 guys right there. I mean, it's going to be, USC, I think, should run the football more this year. Hopefully they do. And we'll see the sizzle that Eli Sanders brings to the table because he can just flat out get up and go as far as that goes. So everybody, right, USC podcast. We'll be back tomorrow with another episode. Talking about some other things with SC, and in this season we'll dive a little bit to the quarterback Jaden Mayava, and talk about the tight end position as well. So we got Walker Lyons, Walter Matthews, and then you're talking about Lake McCree as well. So those guys are getting ready to go, and we'll see if USC can get things going with the tight ends because I mean those are the guys who really can move the chains, and also with Mark Bowman coming next year, we'll see maybe see what a preview of what Lincoln Riley can do with some really quality tight ends as far as that goes. All right, so anybody, right, USC podcast. Take care, folks, and fight on.